All right, so the last thing we're going to do in this video is we are going to have a red ball bounce back and forth on our screen to show you how you can kind of mimic that bouncing look. So here you should already have the red ball added into the screen. So we're going to go up to the top and just add in those basic components. So here I have a new texture to the object. I'm just going to call it red, short and sweet. So this holds the red ball picture. Then I have a rectangle called red rect. This is going to give red ball dimensions and a location. Then from here, if I go down into initialize, this is where I'm going to initialize that. So I have red rect is equal to a new rectangle. He's going at location 100, 100 with dimensions of 25 for his width and 23 for his height. Then down here, I'm going to add in that image. So I have red, this dot content dot load. I'm adding in a texture to the object, and his name is red ball, dot JPG. So make sure that matches over here with what you have in your content folder, and we're good to go. Then we also need to make sure we draw him to the screen. So I come down to draw, say sprite batch dot draw. Red is the name of the picture, red rect is the rectangle, and color dot white to ensure that the color background, the color hue is white. So now from here, we need to talk about how we're going to make him move across the screen. And what I like to do is I like to use a Boolean, because Boolean values essentially allow you to turn things on and off. And what we need to do is we want to turn moving right on or off. And so I'm going to create a new variable called move right that will be true or false. And if move right is true, he'll move to the right. And if move right is false, he'll move to the left. And the thing is, it'll change from true to false when it hits 0 or 775. So we know that the width of our picture is 25. So that 775 is the 800 minus the 25 to keep the picture on the screen. And when it hits those edge values, it's just going to change move right from true to false so that it'll move appropriately on the screen. So if I go back up to the very beginning, I'm going to add this in. And I'm going to add in a Boolean value called move right and set it equal to true to start. And then if I come down here into my code, I'm going to go underneath Luigi. And here I'm going to say, okay, if move right is equal to true. If move right is equal to true, I want my ball moving to the right, which means I want that red rectangle x-coordinate increase. Then I want, if this is false instead, I want it to move in the opposite way. So if move right is equal to false, I then want it to decrease. From here, if I start it, it's not going to work as expected, but you'll see that the ball automatically starts moving to the right. Now, here's the thing. The way that it's currently set up is I never told it when to switch from move right to be true and false. So it's going to keep going off the screen. That's where it's so important to remember that you need to actually tell it when to change from move right is true to move right is false. So here we can say, okay, well, when red rectangle.x is less than 0. So when it moves too far to the left, that's when I want move right to be set equal to true. So when it reaches that bound over here, I want it to be set equal to true, so it'll move to the right. And then the same thing in the opposite way of thinking, if red rect.x, if that x value is greater than 775, so if it's way over here, well, what I want to happen is I want move right to be changed to false, so that it'll appear like it is bouncing. So now this one's going to start pretty slow, and we can make him move faster or slower if we want. But what you should notice here is when he gets to a location where he's too far to the right, it will change move right to false, and he will start looking like he's bouncing backwards. Now, if you don't like how slow he's moving, you can always come into the code here and say, okay, I'm going to do a plus equals 5 instead. So he'll move 5 times as fast. If you press play, he'll look like he's moving a lot faster. But what you'll notice is here in the code, it reflected this. So I didn't actually change the right 2. You'll see I changed Luigi, then I changed the red ball. So right here, when he's moving to the left, he's moving slow. And when he's moving to the right, Or when he's moving to the right, he's moving fast. When he's moving to the left, he's moving very slow. So I can see that right here, I made a mistake. So I fix that, and then I go, oh, this is what I should have changed to begin with. So now if I press start, boom, and he stays moving that same speed. So now you know how to mimic what looks like bouncing on the screen.